There are times when you wake up and something feels wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on it. It's like the world around you is moving in one direction and you're stuck in another. Things that used to excite you no longer seem to matter. The tasks that used to feel simple now seem overwhelming. You may feel like you've lost touch with who you are, or that you're out of sync with your surroundings. You wonder, what happened? Where did I go? Why does nothing feel right anymore? At first, this can seem like a breakdown. It can feel like a sign that something is wrong with you, like you're slipping, losing control. But the truth is, this isn't a breakdown at all. What you're feeling is a signal. It's a powerful message from your inner self, asking for change, for healing, for a new perspective. It's as if your body and mind are saying, I've had enough of the old way. I need something different. I need peace. I need space. I need time to heal. This isn't a sign of weakness or failure. It's a call to reset, to recalibrate, to realign with your truest self. You're not falling apart. You're simply being asked to slow down, to listen, and to heal. And even if it feels like everything is wrong, I promise you, this feeling is the beginning of a new chapter, a necessary shift. Stay with me, because right now you can start to shift things. You can start to bring healing into your life. And trust me when I say that it can happen quickly. If you ignore this feeling of unease, it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of pushing yourself even harder. You might think, if I just keep going, things will get better. Or, I can't stop now. I have too many responsibilities. And sure, you might power through for a while. But here's the thing, the longer you ignore it, the more pressure builds up inside of you. Eventually, that pressure can turn into burnout, exhaustion, or even emotional numbness. You'll feel drained, stuck in a loop, and maybe even like you're going through the motions without truly living. When you keep pushing yourself, thinking it will all get better eventually, the disconnection you feel only grows. That inner sense of being off starts to settle in deeper. It might show up as anxiety, a constant sense of worry, or a feeling that you're just not present anymore. This isn't the kind of life you deserve. You deserve to feel whole, peaceful, and aligned. If you keep ignoring your inner signals, you may lose that connection with yourself. On the other hand, if you take a moment to acknowledge that something feels off, if you choose to listen, slow down, and make time for your inner healing, the shift can be immediate. It doesn't have to be a long journey of pain. It doesn't require drastic changes or complex rituals. It can start with one small step of recognizing that this feeling is a signal and deciding to give yourself the space to heal. In the next few minutes, we'll explore exactly how you can calm your mind, reconnect with your body, and start shifting your energy. All of this is possible when you decide that your inner peace is worth taking seriously. And believe me, it's not a long, difficult road. The choice to heal is yours, and it begins now. You know that feeling when you wake up and the day ahead seems heavy before it even starts? That's the experience we're talking about. It's like everything around you is moving fast, and you're just not keeping up. You feel disconnected from the world, like you're observing it through a foggy window instead of participating in it. This feeling can show up as a sense of emptiness, a deep fatigue that goes beyond physical tiredness. It can feel like you've lost your spark, or that your passion for life has faded away. It's as though you're stuck in a pattern, repeating the same motions every day, but you're not really there. It's not a specific thing that's wrong. It's the way everything just feels off. You might be going through the motions of work, family, and your daily routine, but something inside you is quietly screaming that this isn't enough anymore. You can't find joy in the things you used to love, and your mind seems scattered, racing between a million thoughts, none of which seem to be about the present moment. Your body, too, might feel out of sync. Maybe you've been dealing with physical aches, headaches, or tightness in your chest that won't go away. Or perhaps you feel emotionally drained, as though you're giving and giving but never receiving back. This sense of imbalance, of things just not feeling right, can even show up as restlessness at night, unable to sleep or relax. It's important to recognize that this feeling is real. It's not in your head, and it's not something you can just push through. It's a sign from your inner self that you need to shift. It's your soul calling for a break from the stress, a need for deeper self-care, and a request for your attention. You are feeling disconnected because you need to reconnect with yourself, with your body, and with the present moment. When nothing feels right, it's not an indication that something is wrong with you. It's a reminder that you are human, and just like any machine or system, you need regular maintenance. You need rest, realignment, and healing. And when you give yourself that time and space, you'll be amazed at how quickly things begin to shift. The key is to acknowledge that it's okay to not feel okay. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to keep pretending that everything is fine. Simply acknowledging that you feel off is the first step toward the healing process. It's time to accept that you need healing. You don't have to force yourself to feel better. You don't have to pretend that you're fine. Healing begins with acceptance. It begins with taking a step back and saying, it's okay to not feel okay. From there, you'll be able to move forward at your own pace, taking gentle actions toward realigning yourself. When nothing feels right anymore, the first thing most people do is blame themselves. The mind tries to explain the pain by turning it into a personal problem. It says things like, you're lazy, you're weak, you're falling behind, or you used to be better than this. And the more you listen to those thoughts, the heavier everything becomes. Because now you're not only feeling lost, you're also judging yourself for feeling lost. You're carrying the feeling, and then you're carrying shame on top of it. That's a lot for any human being. And if you've been doing that to yourself, even quietly, it makes sense that your spirit feels tired. But what if this isn't failure at all? What if this is your inner self trying to protect you? What if the reason nothing feels right is because something in you is finally refusing to live in a way that hurts? Sometimes the discomfort is not a sign you're broken. Sometimes it's a sign you're waking up. It's like an alarm that goes off in a house, not because the house is bad, but because something needs attention. The alarm is not the enemy. It's the messenger. It's the same with you. This strange feeling is not here to punish you. It's here to get your attention so you can change something before you sink deeper. This is why it can feel confusing. On the outside, you may look fine. You may still be doing what you need to do. You may still show up for people. You may still go to work, answer messages, handle your responsibilities. But on the inside, you feel like you're not truly living, like you're just surviving, like your heart is not fully in your own life anymore. And when that happens, the soul starts sending signals. The soul doesn't speak in perfect sentences. It speaks through feelings. It speaks through tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. It speaks through losing interest in things that used to matter. It speaks through the sense that you don't belong in your own routine anymore. And those signals can feel scary if you don't understand what they are. So let's make this very clear. You are not too sensitive. You are not dramatic. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are a human being with an inner guidance system. And that guidance system is telling you something important. Your current way of living, thinking, or carrying life is not working for your spirit anymore. That's not a failure. That is wisdom. It means something in you still cares about your peace. It means something in you still wants truth. It means something in you still wants a life that feels right. And here's the part that can change everything. The feeling that nothing feels right is often the moment before a new alignment. It's the middle point between the old version of you and the new version of you. It's a bridge, but bridges can feel unstable when you're standing on them. because you're no longer fully in the old place and you haven't arrived in the new place yet. So you feel shaky, you feel unsure, you feel like you don't know who you are. That's normal on a bridge. It doesn't mean you're lost forever. It means you're in transition. The problem is not that you're in transition. The problem is when you panic while you're in transition, because panic makes you run back to what hurts just because it's familiar, or panic makes you push forward too hard, trying to force answers before your heart is ready. But what you need right now is not force. What you need is safety. Your nervous system needs safety. Your mind needs safety. Your soul needs safety. The healing begins when you stop treating this moment like an emergency you must fix and start treating it like a message you must listen to. So instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" try asking, "What is this feeling trying to tell me?" Instead of saying, "I can't believe I'm like this," try saying, "Something inside me needs care." Instead of thinking, "I need to go back to how I used to be," try thinking, "Maybe I'm not meant to be that version anymore." These shifts may seem small, but they are powerful. They stop the war inside you. They stop you from becoming your own enemy. And the moment you stop fighting yourself, your energy starts to come back. Not all at once, not like magic, but slowly, gently, like warmth returning to a cold room. This is spiritual healing in a real way, not in a fake way, not in a way that ignores pain, in a way that honors pain as information, in a way that respects your inner signals, in a way that says, "I am listening now." And once you start listening, you start healing. If you feel like nothing feels right, the first thing to understand is this. You don't need to solve your whole life right now. You don't need to figure out the future right now. You don't need to make big decisions in this moment. When people feel deeply off, they often try to think their way out. They try to find the perfect reason. They try to analyze every detail. They try to search for a big answer. But when your system is overwhelmed, deep thinking does not help. It actually makes it worse. Because a stressed mind can't create clear answers. A stressed mind only creates more fear. So we start with grounding. Grounding means returning to the present moment, returning to the body, returning to what is real right now. Because most suffering comes from being pulled away from the present. The mind goes into the past. What did I do wrong? Or the mind goes into the future. What if everything falls apart? Grounding brings you back to now, and in the now you can breathe. In the now you can feel your feet. In the now you can calm down. Right now, take a slow breath in, not a forced one, just a slow one, and then let it out gently. And as you breathe out, relax your shoulders a little. You may not even notice how tight you are until you try to soften. Let your jaw loosen. Let your forehead soften. Let your hands unclench. This matters because the body holds stress like a locked door, and your breath is the key. Slow breath tells your body, "I am safe enough to relax." Even if life feels messy, your body can still feel safe in this moment. Now do something simple. Look around and name a few things you can see just in your mind. A wall, a table, a window, a light, a floor. This may sound too easy, but it works because it stops the spinning thoughts. It anchors your awareness to what is right in front of you, and then notice what you can feel, the weight of your body, the chair under you, the ground under your feet, the air on your skin. This is not about pretending life is perfect. This is about telling your nervous system, "I am here, I am present, I am not trapped in fear." If your emotions feel intense, try this. Place a hand on your chest or your stomach. Not to fix yourself, just to connect, just to say, "I'm here with you." Many people abandon themselves in hard moments. They become harsh with themselves. They become cold with themselves. But healing starts when you become a safe place for your own heart. That hand is a simple sign of safety. It's a message that says, I won't leave you. Now name what is happening without judging it. You can say it quietly in your mind. I feel overwhelmed, or I feel empty, or I feel scared, or I feel lost. Naming the feeling helps because it makes the feeling less scary. When you don't name it, it becomes a monster in the dark. When you name it, it becomes something you can hold, something you can breathe with, something you can move through. If you need a simple sentence to repeat right now, use this. In this moment, I am safe enough. Not everything is perfect. Not my life is solved. Just I am safe enough. Because that's what your system needs first. Enough safety to stop the panic. Enough safety to soften the grip. Enough safety to allow the next step. And if you can do one more thing, do this. Unclench the part of your body that's holding the most stress. For some people, it's the shoulders. For some people, it's the stomach. For some people, it's the throat. Notice where you feel tight. Breathe into that place. And as you breathe out, release a little. You don't need to release everything, just a little. Small releases add up. Small calm adds up. This is emergency healing, not a big dramatic change, but a steady return to safety. This grounding is not a one-time thing. It's something you return to again and again. Every time the mind starts racing, you come back to breath. Every time fear rises, you come back to the body. Every time you feel far away from yourself, you come back to the present. Because you cannot heal in a place you are not present in. Healing happens here, in small moments, in small breaths, in small choices to return. Once you ground yourself, the next step is to clear the mental noise. Because for many people, the hardest part of nothing feels right is not only the feeling, it's the thoughts that attack you while you're feeling it. Thoughts can be cruel, thoughts can be loud, thoughts can act like they are facts when they are only fear. And if you keep listening to every fearful thought, you will start to believe that your life is worse than it is. Fear makes everything look permanent. Fear makes everything look hopeless. Fear makes you think this is who you are now, forever. But that is not true. A mind in distress will try to find a reason for distress. It will scan your life like a flashlight in the dark, looking for problems, and it will find them because no life is perfect. It will say, look, this is wrong, and that is wrong, and you messed up here, and you failed there. It will gather proof and build a scary story, but here is the truth. You are not meant to believe every thought you think. Some thoughts are not guidance. Some thoughts are just noise. So the first rule right now is simple. Do not chase answers while you are overwhelmed. Don't try to figure out your whole purpose today. Don't try to solve every relationship today. Don't try to plan your entire future today. When your inner world is shaking, big questions can feel like heavy rocks. You don't need those rocks right now. You need softness. You need rest. You need one clear step, not 1,000. The spiral often starts like this. A feeling comes up, unease, sadness, emptiness, and then the mind says, why do I feel this? That seems harmless at first, but then the mind starts guessing. It says, because my life is going nowhere, or because I'm wasting time, or because something is wrong with me, and then you feel worse. And then the mind reacts to that worse feeling with even scarier thoughts, and suddenly you are trapped in a loop. Feeling creates thoughts. Thoughts create stronger feelings. Stronger feelings create more thoughts. That's the spiral. And the way out is not to win against the mind. The way out is to stop feeding the loop. Here is a simple practice. When a painful thought appears, don't argue with it. Don't fight it. Don't try to prove it wrong with a long debate. Just label it. You can say in your mind, this is a fear thought, or this is an old thought, or this is a stress thought. That's all. That one small label creates space. It reminds you that the thought is not your identity. It is not your truth. It is something passing through. Then replace it with one steady sentence, not a fake sentence, not a dramatic sentence, a steady sentence that your system can accept. Something like, I don't need to solve everything today, or I am allowed to be in a hard season, or this feeling will not last forever, or one step is enough. Say it like you mean it. Say it calmly. Say it again when you need to. The goal is not to become a perfect positive person. The goal is to create a calm track for your mind to walk on instead of falling into the same deep hole. Also, be careful with the question, what's wrong with me? That question sounds normal, but it is heavy. It assumes something is wrong. And when you ask a heavy question, the mind gives heavy answers. So change the question. Ask, what do I need right now? That question is gentle. That question leads to care. That question leads to healing. The answer might be rest. The answer might be water. The answer might be quiet. The answer might be a break from people. The answer might be a shower. The answer might be a walk. Small things. But small things are powerful when your system is overwhelmed. Another thing that keeps the noise loud is too much input, too many voices, too much scrolling, too much news, too many opinions. When you already feel off, your mind becomes more sensitive to everything. It takes in more than it can hold. So if you can, lower the volume of the outside world. Even for a while. You don't have to disappear from life. You don't have to cut everyone off. Just reduce the noise. Give your mind room to breathe. And here's a key truth. Clarity often comes after calm, not before. Many people say, I'll calm down when I understand what's happening. But it's usually the opposite. You understand what's happening after you calm down. Your deepest wisdom does not shout. It whispers. And you can't hear a whisper in a storm. So first, calm the storm. Then the whisper returns. So if your mind is loud right now, don't treat it like a problem to fix. Treat it like a sign to slow down. Let the thoughts pass like clouds. Let the feelings move like waves. Keep returning to simple grounding. Keep returning to that steady sentence. I don't need to solve everything today. Because the more you stop feeding the spiral, the more space opens inside you. And in that space, healing starts to grow. When you feel like nothing feels right, it can feel like you have been cut off from your own spirit. You may still believe in something higher. You may still want to feel guided. But right now, you feel far away from peace. And that distance can feel frightening, because when life feels shaky, people often reach for something solid. They reach for meaning. They reach for comfort. They reach for the feeling that they are not alone. So if you've been trying to hold it together and still feeling empty inside, it doesn't mean your faith is weak. It doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It often just means your nervous system is exhausted. And when your system is exhausted, even spiritual connection can feel quiet. The spiritual reset is not about forcing yourself to feel inspired. It's not about pretending you're fine. It's about gently returning to the simplest truth. You are still here and you are still held. Even if you can't feel it yet, even if your emotions are numb, even if your mind is loud, being held doesn't depend on your mood. Being guided doesn't depend on your perfect behavior. The support is still there. The connection is still there. It may just be covered right now by stress, fear, and mental noise, like the sun behind clouds. The sun didn't disappear. It's just hidden for a while. So this reset begins in a very simple way. Stop trying to climb a mountain when you can barely stand. Many people try to be spiritual by doing big things when they're in pain. They push themselves into long routines, strict practices, or heavy emotions. But emergency healing needs softness. It needs ease. If your heart is tired, it needs a gentle hand, not a heavy demand. So keep it simple. Think of spiritual connection as coming home. You don't need to earn your way home. You just return. Right now, try this in your own words. Please help me feel safe again. That's it. Not a long speech, not a perfect prayer, not fancy words, just a simple request. Because the deepest spiritual strength is not always in big confidence. Sometimes it's in humble honesty. Sometimes it's in the quiet moment when you admit, I need help. That honesty opens a door. It tells your inner world, I'm not doing this alone anymore. And that alone can bring relief. If you don't like praying, use another simple sentence. I am supported even when I don't feel it, or I'm not alone in this, or I can be guided step by step. The goal is not to force belief. The goal is to plant a calm truth inside you, even if it's small. Spiritual reset is not about blind hope. It's about steady trust, the kind of trust that says, I don't know everything, but I can take one small step, and that is enough for now. Now bring your attention to your heart area, the center of your chest. This is where many people feel the heaviness when nothing feels right. You may feel tightness there. You may feel sadness. You may feel pressure, or you may feel nothing at all. Whatever you feel, don't judge it. Just notice it. Then breathe as if you are breathing into that space. Slow in, slow out. Imagine your breath making space inside your chest, like opening a window in a warm room. You're not trying to remove the feeling, you're just making room for it to soften. This is important because many people treat emotions like enemies. They try to get rid of them quickly. They try to shut them down. They try to distract themselves. But emotions are not here to destroy you. They are here to move through you. And when you allow them to exist without panic, they often calm down faster. Spiritual healing is not about never feeling pain. It's about being able to hold pain with love instead of fear. If your mind keeps pulling you into worries, bring your focus back to one idea, presence. You don't need to know the future right now. You don't need to know how everything will work out. You only need to return to this moment. Presence is the place where spirit is easiest to feel. Because the higher calm is not usually found in panic thinking. It's found in stillness, even a small stillness. You can create stillness in simple ways. Sit quietly for a minute, not trying to achieve anything. Just sit and breathe, or put your hand on your heart and whisper, I'm here. Or look out a window and watch the sky for a moment. Or listen to a calm sound and let your shoulders drop. These are not small things. These are spiritual acts. These are ways of coming back to life, one gentle moment at a time. Also, remember that spiritual reset does not always feel like peace right away. Sometimes it feels like tears. Sometimes it feels like letting go. Sometimes it feels like realizing you've been carrying too much. Sometimes it feels like finally telling the truth to yourself. That is still spiritual. That is still healing, because it's real, and truth is one of the strongest forms of healing. One of the most powerful spiritual resets is forgiveness, not the kind that excuses harm, but the kind that releases the inner war. Forgive yourself for being tired. Forgive yourself for not having the answers. Forgive yourself for changing. Forgive yourself for not being who you used to be. A simple sentence can start it. I forgive myself for what I didn't know. Another, I forgive myself for how I survived. Another, I forgive myself for needing rest. These words soften the hard inner edges, and when you soften, you reconnect. And if you feel anger or sadness rising when you try to be still, that can be a sign you've been holding a lot in. Don't take it as proof that you're doing it wrong. Take it as proof that something is finally moving. Healing can feel like movement. It can feel messy at first, but movement is better than being stuck. So keep the spiritual reset simple. Ask for support, return to breath, return to presence, and treat yourself like someone you truly care about. You don't need a big spiritual moment. You need a small return, and that return, repeated, becomes a path. Even if you're not ready to believe big things right now, you can believe this. You are allowed to come back to yourself. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to be held. When nothing feels right, the mind often wants a big fix. It wants to change everything at once. It wants to erase the feeling overnight. It wants a fast answer. And sometimes that desire makes you even more stressed because you think, if I don't fix this right now, I'm doomed. But healing doesn't work well under pressure. Healing works best under kindness. So the plan for the next 24 to 72 hours is not about major life decisions. It's not about forcing transformation. It's about stabilizing your system. It's about giving your body, mind, and spirit the basics they need to feel safe again. Think of it like this. If your phone battery is low, you don't start opening 10 heavy apps. You charge it. If your body and spirit are low, you don't demand more from them. You recharge. And the recharge begins with the simplest needs. First, protect your sleep as much as you can. Sleep may not be perfect right now, and that's okay, but give yourself the best chance. Try to reduce stimulation before bed. If you can, lower the brightness on screens at night. Keep the last hour of your day softer. Even if you can't sleep deeply, allow yourself to rest. Lay down, close your eyes, let your body be still. Rest counts, even if sleep doesn't come quickly. Second, drink water and eat simple food. When people feel overwhelmed, they often forget basic care. They skip meals, or they eat in a way that makes them crash. They drink too much caffeine, which makes anxiety worse. They don't notice how much their body is reacting, so keep it simple. Water, warm meals, gentle foods, not to be perfect, but to support your system. Your spirit lives in your body, and when the body is under stress, the spirit feels heavier. Third, reduce the noise. This is a big one. When you already feel off, too much content can make you feel worse. Too much scrolling can flood your mind with other people's emotions, opinions, and fears. Too much news can make the world feel unsafe. Too much messaging can make you feel responsible for everyone. So for the next day or two, lower the noise. You don't need to cut off your whole life. Just give yourself pockets of quiet. Put your phone down for short breaks. Choose calm music instead of loud content. Turn off notifications if you can. Let your mind have space. Fourth, move your body gently. Not intense workouts unless that truly calms you. For many people, gentle movement is best. A short walk, stretching, slow breathing while standing, a warm shower, cleaning a small area. Movement helps energy move. When nothing feels right, it can feel like energy is stuck in the body. Gentle movement is like opening a window. It helps release tension and brings you back into the present. Fifth, simplify your responsibilities. This is not always easy, but do what you can. If you can delay something that is not urgent, delay it. If you can say no to something, say no. If you can cancel one plan, cancel it. If you can ask for help, ask for it. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. Many breakdowns happen not because people are incapable, but because they keep carrying too much for too long. So lighten the load in any small way. Even one small reduction can help your system breathe again. Sixth, create one small, safe routine. When everything feels off, routine can be grounding, but only if it's gentle. Pick one simple anchor for the next few days. It could be making a warm drink in the morning and drinking it slowly. It could be 5 minutes of quiet breathing when you wake up. It could be a short walk at the same time each day. It could be writing down a few lines each night. What did I feel today? What do I need tomorrow? Routine helps because it gives your mind a sense of stability, and stability is healing. Seventh, choose one safe person or one safe space. This is important because isolation can make the feeling darker, but being around the wrong people can also make it worse. So choose wisely. If you have someone who makes you feel calm, Be near them, even quietly. If you don't have that, choose a safe space, your room, nature, a quiet corner, a place where you can breathe without performing. You don't need to explain your whole life. You just need a place where you don't feel judged. Eighth, stop trying to force big clarity. In the next 24 to 72 hours, your job is not to figure it all out. Your job is to return to baseline, to return to calm, because clear direction comes when the nervous system is stable. If you try to make major choices while feeling lost, you may choose MTVKH fear. You may cut things off suddenly. You may quit something you later regret. You may start chasing quick escapes. So give yourself a rule. No major decisions while the inner storm is high. Just stabilize first. Ninth, use a simple emotional release if needed. Sometimes the body needs to let out what it's holding. You might cry, you might journal, you might sit quietly and breathe until the tightness softens. You might speak out loud to yourself, "This is hard, I'm tired, I need care." These releases are not dramatic, they are honest. They help your system stop carrying everything inside like a locked box. 10th, be very gentle with how you talk to yourself. The next few days are not the time for harsh self-talk. If you notice yourself saying, "I'm a mess," or "I'm failing," pause. Replace it with something kind and true. "I'm going through something," or "I'm in a healing season," or "I'm learning how to care for myself." The words you use become the environment you live in. Make that environment softer. This is the gentle healing plan. Stabilize, reduce noise, support the body, soften the mind, and give yourself time. It may feel too simple, but simple is powerful. Big healing often starts with basic care done consistently. And once your system begins to settle, you will notice small signs. Your breath becomes easier, your chest feels less tight, your mind becomes less loud, your emotions become less scary. These signs matter. They mean you are coming back. Even when you start doing the right things, obstacles will show up. Not because healing is impossible, but because the mind and body are used to old patterns. And old patterns don't disappear quietly. They often fight to stay. So if you feel resistance, don't panic. Resistance is normal. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're changing. One of the biggest obstacles is impatience. When you feel bad, you want to feel better fast. And that makes sense. But impatience puts pressure on the healing. It says, "Hurry up." And pressure makes the nervous system tense. Healing takes the time it takes. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slower. But the moment you start measuring every hour, you create anxiety. So instead of asking, "Why am I not fixed yet?" ask, "What is one small way I can support myself today?" Healing is not one big leap. It's many small steps that add up. Another obstacle is guilt. You may feel guilty for resting, guilty for taking space, guilty for saying no, guilty for not being as productive as before, guilty for not being strong. But guilt is often just a habit. It's a voice you learned, and it can keep you stuck, because guilt makes you think you don't deserve care, but you do deserve care. Rest is not a reward you earn. Rest is a human need. And if your system is overwhelmed, rest is not optional. It's part of healing. Another obstacle is the belief that you should be able to handle this alone. Many people have been taught that asking for help is weakness, that admitting struggle is embarrassing, that being honest is risky. So they hide, they smile, they pretend, they keep performing, and inside they feel more alone. But healing often requires support. Support can be a person, support can be a quiet space. Support can be spiritual connection. Support can be professional help if needed. Seeking support is not failure, it's maturity, it's wisdom, it's choosing life over pride. Another obstacle is negative people or unsupportive energy around you. Sometimes the people closest to you don't understand inner healing. They might say, "Just get over it," or you're overthinking, or other people have it worse, or you're being dramatic. These words can hurt, especially when you already feel fragile. But remember, not everyone has the tools to hold emotional truth. Some people are uncomfortable with feelings because they never learned how to face their own, so they minimize yours. That doesn't mean your experience isn't real. It means they don't know how to meet you there. If you face this, you don't have to argue. You don't have to prove anything. You can protect your healing by keeping boundaries. You can share less. You can choose safer spaces. You can say simple lines like, "I'm taking care of myself right now," or "I need some quiet time." You don't need permission to heal. You don't need everyone to understand. You need to be loyal to your own well-being. Another obstacle is the evidence trap. This happens when you check your life for proof that you're okay, and when you don't see immediate proof, you panic. You may think, "I still feel off, so nothing is working," or "I still have problems, so healing is fake." But healing doesn't always show up as instant happiness. Often healing starts as less panic. It starts as one calm breath. It starts as sleeping a little better. It starts as a small moment of relief. If you only look for huge proof, you'll miss the small progress that is actually changing you. Also, your outer life may not change right away. Your tasks may still be there. Your responsibilities may still exist. Your relationships may still be complex. But healing is about your inner response. When your inner response shifts, you become more stable, and then you make clearer choices. So don't let the outer world decide whether healing is happening. Look at your inner world. Look for small shifts. Those small shifts are real. Another obstacle is fear of change. This one is deep. Sometimes people say they want healing, but part of them is scared of who they will be when they heal. Because healing changes your standards. Healing changes what you tolerate. Healing may change your relationships. Healing may change your goals. Healing may make you realize you need a new direction, and that can be scary. Even if the old life hurts, it can still feel familiar. The mind often prefers familiar pain over unknown peace. So fear can rise when you start getting better. You may suddenly want to go back to old habits, even if they weren't good for you, not because they were better, but because they were known. If this happens, be gentle. Remind yourself it's normal to be scared of change, but you are allowed to grow. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to choose a life that feels right. Fear is not a stop sign. Fear is just a feeling. It can come with you, but it doesn't get to drive. Another obstacle is the belief that spirituality means you should always feel high, calm, and positive. That belief can harm you because real spirituality includes your human emotions. It includes grief. It includes confusion. It includes fatigue. It includes seasons where you don't feel connected. That doesn't mean you're failing spiritually. It means you're human. Spiritual strength is not pretending you're fine. Spiritual strength is staying kind to yourself while you're not fine. And sometimes the biggest obstacle is simply exhaustion. When you are exhausted, everything looks harder. You may think, "I don't even have energy to heal." But healing doesn't require you to do a lot. It requires you to stop doing what harms you and start doing small things that support you. Even one step is healing. Drinking water is healing. Taking a shower is healing. Saying no is healing. Resting is healing. You don't have to do everything perfectly. You just have to do one small thing that moves you towards safety. So when doubts show up, and they will, treat them like old noise, not truth. When the mind says, "This won't work," answer softly, "I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm trying to be okay." When the mind says, "You'll always feel like this," answer, "This is a season, not a life sentence." When the mind says, "You're alone," answer, "Support exists and I can reach for it." These are not dramatic statements. They are steady statements, and steady is what heals. Finally, remember this: healing is not always a straight line. Some days will feel lighter, some days will feel heavy again. That doesn't mean you're back to zero. It means you're human. It means your system is learning. It means you are moving through layers. The goal is not to never feel off again. The goal is to become someone who can meet the off moments with calm, care, and trust. And that is a real kind of power. So if you're facing obstacles, don't see them as proof that you can't heal. See them as part of the path. The path is not always smooth, but it is still a path. And every time you choose softness over panic, presence over spiraling, and care over self-attack, you are healing, even if it's slowly, even if it's quietly, even if no one else can see it yet. Right now, the most important thing is not to understand everything. The most important thing is to choose one small step that brings you back to yourself. When nothing feels right, the mind wants a big answer, but the soul heals through small truth. So don't overwhelm yourself with 10 goals at once. Pick one, just one. Maybe it's taking 3 slow breaths with your hand on your chest. Maybe it's drinking water and eating something simple. Maybe it's turning your phone off for an hour. Maybe it's taking a short walk and feeling your feet on the ground. Maybe it's choosing to sleep early tonight, even if your mind protests. Healing doesn't begin when you feel ready. Healing begins when you decide your peace matters. Make a commitment right now, not for the whole year, not for the rest of your life, just for today. Decide. Today, I will be gentle with myself. Decide, today I will stop attacking myself for being human. Decide, today I will treat this moment as a message, not a punishment. Because the moment you stop fighting yourself, something soft opens inside you, and that soft opening is where the light comes in. It may not feel dramatic, it may not feel like a miracle, but it will feel like relief. And relief is often the first real sign that you are turning back toward life. If your mind tries to argue, keep it simple. You don't need to prove anything to your thoughts. You don't need to win a debate inside your head. You only need to come back to the steady truth. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to take your time. You are allowed to not be okay for a while. You are allowed to choose care over pressure. Let your healing be quiet if it needs to be quiet. Let it be slow if it needs to be slow. A seed doesn't become a tree in one night, but the seed is still alive, and you are still alive. In the next hours, your feelings may still come and go. That's normal. Sometimes healing starts and the body releases. Sometimes old sadness rises because it finally feels safe enough to be seen. Sometimes your mind will test you with fear again, but each time it happens, you can return to the same simple path. Breathe, soften, come back to the present, and speak to yourself with kindness. You don't need new methods every day. You need the same steady care repeated until your system trusts it. Trust is built through repetition, and healing is built the same way. So keep this close to your heart. You do not have to fix everything to feel better. You do not have to become perfect to deserve peace. You do not have to force a spiritual high to be spiritual. You only have to return again and again to what is real, what is gentle, and what supports your life. Your spirit is not asking you to perform. Your spirit is asking you to be honest. Your spirit is asking you to stop abandoning yourself. And the moment you stop abandoning yourself, the world starts to feel a little more safe. If you're ready to make this real, write one simple commitment in the comments. I choose healing, or I choose peace, or I choose to come back to myself. Not to impress anyone, not to prove anything, but to mark the moment you stopped running from your own heart. And if you want more support like this, more calm, more spiritual reset, more emergency healing, like and subscribe so you have a place to return to when the world feels heavy. If nothing feels right anymore, it doesn't mean your life is over. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you're stuck like this forever. It means something inside you is asking for a change that your mind may not fully understand yet. It means your soul is done carrying what it was never meant to carry. It means your nervous system is asking for safety. It means your heart is asking for truth. And even if you can't see the full path, you can still take the next step. Come back to the basics. Come back to breath. Come back to the present moment. Come back to simple care. Let healing be gentle. Let it be quiet. Let it be real. And when your mind says, "What if I never feel right again?" answer with steady kindness, "This is a hard moment, not a life sentence. You are still here. You are still worthy. You are still held. And step by step, even if it's slow, you can return to a life that feels right again."